Hi everybody, thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to mellow out among all this craziness going on in the world. Uh, there are really only two kind of problems. There's ones you have control over and ones you don't have control over. The AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, thank God that's not one of my problems. I've never been to a meeting, but I have read a lot of the literature, and they have what's called the Serenity Prayer. And basically, most of you I'm sure have seen it, but basically it pretty much epitomizes my philosophy. And it goes something of this order. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Give me the courage to change the things that I can. And give me the wisdom to know the difference. And I think the first part of it is where we get ourselves in trouble. The first word in the thing is God. Now, this isn't a spiritual channel. I happen to be a spiritual individual, not religious, but spiritual. And whatever God is, whatever he or she or it is, I think you have to acknowledge that there's something bigger, stronger, more important. If you don't have that, in my opinion, you're destined to be alone. I see an awful lot of people that are very frustrated, very angry, because I think about it. If somebody gave you a problem, they give you this big ball, and you're having trouble handling it. And you need somebody who can hand this ball too. And I got this buddy called God, and when I encounter a problem that I just can't deal with, I can't do anything about it, I hand it to God. We've all ran into this. Probably relationships. At least most of us have had a relationship where the other person decided they had had about enough of our party. They'd had enough of our act, and no matter how much pleading, no matter how much logical explanation, we've been fired from jobs, and no matter what you said, you had no control over it. There's an awful lot of things. There are going to be things in this world. If you can't understand that concept, you're never going to mellow out, and you're going to have a very difficult life. I can't do it without something out there, some force that I happen to call God. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Give me the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Most of our time should be spent, most of it, as a matter of fact, all of us that are watching this, if you weren't awake, you wouldn't be watching this. You'd be watching Dancing with the Stars somewhere, or, Justin Bieber's videos on YouTube. You certainly wouldn't be watching this. So with this being awake, with this truth, we'll have a little badge. And with that badge comes a responsibility. And our responsibility is to alert these people to something that's going on. Don't misinterpret me. Just because you don't have any control over it, don't put your head in the sand. That's what an awful lot of people who we consider are asleep, and they may as well be asleep because they've got their head buried in the sand. You better learn about these things. You better find out, because you're going to be the beacon. You're going to be the one when something happens. You're going to be the one that has the knowledge, the compassion, and the understanding. If you didn't have the compassion, you wouldn't be here. That's why I love the people on YouTube. Even though they get upset, somebody may even get upset at me. I love their passion. I love their concern. Anyway, I'm not going to make this a long video, but that's how I mellow out. That's how I think we can all do. The most important thing is that we learn to find out what we're dealing with. When you have a problem, when you watch a video. The first thing you have to determine, do I have any control over this? If you don't, watch it. All you can get is knowledge. Learn from it. Don't let it dominate you. Don't let it take you off the market. Don't let it steal all your energy, all your zest. God, give me the courage to change the things that I have control over. That's where we need to be spending our time. And the third thing is, give me the wisdom to understand the difference. So that's what I use, and that's the basics of my channel. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Anyway, thank you all very much. Have a good day. God bless you.